I actually did lose my sight when I was 26 years old, just before my 27th birthday. I went in because I was experiencing some pain in my right eye, which was the eye I had already had the surgery on several years before. And the doctor told me, well, let's take a look at your good eye and make sure everything's okay first. So when he did when he actually started looking at the left eye, that's when he noticed that there was a problem with it as well. He found a small tear in the retina, and it concerned him greatly. He immediately recommended that I get into surgery to get it taken care of. At this point, he said, if I do not get it taken care of, I will absolutely go blind. He gave me a 90% chance to be able to see, 10% that I wouldn't be able to. So the first surgery took place in October. I think it was October 14th, 96. The surgery was not very successful. He had some problems with some excessive bleeding, so he had to go back in and do a second surgery. This one actually involved a silicone buckle that they put inside the eye. They have to actually take the buckle out. That's the second part of the surgery. This went on about 2 months later. Unfortunately, the whole time that the buckle was in the eye, again, we had some problems with bleeding, so I couldn't see anything. At that point, I had been blind for 2 months. After the last surgery, I had the gauze on my eyes and everything, and I felt like there was something wrong. I could tell with my mom and my friends that were around me that something just wasn't right. Apparently, he had told them that the surgery was unsuccessful the day before, but he let me know in his office that morning. That was pretty devastating. My first reaction was, I just couldn't believe it. I almost felt like becoming violent, but through the years of training and everything, I couldn't lose my temper like that. That's just not who I am. So I just had to deal with it from that point, figure out where to go and what to do. After I lost my sight, I realized that I didn't have to be so defensive anymore. I had to be more aggressive and much more offensive with my fighting styles. So my sparring went from being a very laid-back kind of be careful, watch what you're doing, to just after losing my sight, I was just so much more aggressive because I had to be right on top of my opponent all the time. Otherwise, I was way too susceptible to being struck. The worst part for me is if somebody gets some distance from me and starts working from the outside. That's when it becomes very difficult for me to stay on top of my game. So, in one way, going blind really released me to become much more aggressive and have a lot more fun with it. I'm not so afraid of going blind at that point because I'm already blind. Most of the time when people find out that I'm blind, they're just amazed. They start questioning me. They're like, "You're not totally blind, are you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm totally blind." And they reiterate that question again. They're like, "Well, you see light though, right? You see like shadows and everything?" I'm like, "No, I see nothing at all." And they're like, "Well, you're looking right at me." Well, I'm just paying attention to where you're at. I'm not looking at anything. It's been pretty difficult trying to get all the things accomplished in my life that I have, being blind. But I think anything that's worth doing in life has some difficulties, some hard roads you got to get over. It's actually kind of funny anymore because a lot of my students think I'm faking being blind. They tease me about it all the time. Sensei, you're not blind, you're just faking it, It's kind of cute, kind of cracks me up, but also since I've gone blind, I've noticed that I'm more focused on different things in life. I've always wanted to have my own martial arts school. I've done that. I've always pursued a professional career in music, and I'm getting extremely close to making it right now in music. I'm really lucky to have a great family and a lot of really good friends. They really help support me in a lot of the stuff that I do. I actually prefer it that they treat me just like they always have. It's a lot nicer when they don't think of me as being blind, they just think of me as Mike, or, in my students' cases, think of me as Sensei. The big thing about me being blind is I hope it's for a reason. I hope I can help inspire people. I know I hear from a lot of my students and friends that I'm an inspiration to them, and that's the big part for me. I just want to help people out any way I can, be a good person, and if my going blind helps motivate someone into doing a little bit better, trying a little harder, then at least my going blind means something.
Oh, it's amazing. These guys are total inspiration to us all, I mean, it's hard to complain about anything when you see what he does, between his karate and the drumming and everything. It's amazing.
I think because of his blindness, it encourages me and everyone else who walks through the door. You forget about your problems. I mean, I feel great. His chi just, generates into your body, and with his sight, I have no problem with that, neither do children. In fact, you forget about it after once or twice being here with him. And people come in here, total strangers, and don't even know he's blind.
Mike's a kick-ass drummer. You never think he was blind. You never knew he was blind. I mean, you've got too many good things to say about the guy.
I'm out here to help him out with the business and learn what I can and give him what knowledge I have. He's a really great guy. Everything about him is wonderful. The people around him have all positive energy, and he's one of my inspirations. He's into everything. Everything he does is, it's just got the golden touch. It's amazing.
You can't see, so you can't do it.
Ooh, now. Oh, I got that one.